Coming home from a night shift, driving down a back road I'd traveled, literally, thousands of times. On one side of the road, there is a 6-foot drop onto train tracks. The other side runs vertically up a hillside, approx 25 miles. No guardrails. In my headlights, I saw a young man dressed in a white shirt and dark pants suddenly dart out into the road from the hillside, stop in the middle of the road to look at my truck, and then sprint to the other side and down over the embankment. I slammed on my brakes, got out with the flashlight from under my seat, and ran to the trackside thinking he had to be hurt. Nothing. Absolutely quiet except for the sound of my truck engine. I got home, which took all of about 5 minutes in my mind since I was shaking so hard, and said something to my dad. He grinned from ear to ear and told me it was probably so-and-so who was killed on that road when my dad was in high school. White t-shirt and jeans was what he was wearing. Whoever hit him ditched his body on the tracks and left. Sheriff found him the next morning. He does that every once in a while to people driving that road alone late at night. Scared the crap out of you, didn't he? I snickered and nodded.
I was driving home from work about 2 a.m. It was a beautiful night, so I decided to take a route home that was more in the country instead of through town. I had to cross an old bridge that had been there probably 80, 100 years. There's no houses or lights, except my headlights. Just as my front tires hit the bridge, a red fog rolls in across it. The hair stood up on the back of my neck, and I got across that bridge as fast as possible. After I got across, I looked in my mirror, and the fog was gone, but it looked like someone was standing in the middle of the bridge. I mentioned it to my parents the next morning, and my dad said he'd always heard stories about that bridge, and supposedly a young lady hung herself from it.
When I was about 19, I was driving on a 2-lane road after work around 11 p.m. No other cars on the road, and suddenly this guy in a red shirt on a bicycle swerved from the side of the road right in front of my car. I hit him, felt the impact. I was repeatedly yelling, "Oh my God!" and got out of the car to see how badly he was hurt, only I didn't see him. I couldn't find the guy. No bike, no red-shirted guy, no dent or blood on my car. I searched the ditch with a flashlight. A couple of people passed by while I was looking in the field for a body when a sheriff's car pulled up. I told him what happened, Ed. He said I didn't hit anyone. He told me that about 15 years earlier a young man in a red shirt was hit by a car while riding his bike right there. He died instantly. The deputy told me that every couple of years someone driving through there believes they've hit a red-shirted bike rider. I'd hit a ghost. It happened about 40 years ago and it still creeps me out. To this day, I don't like driving at night.